From the Gospel according to St. Mark. And when Jesus returned to Capernaum, after some days, it was reported that he was at home. And many were gathered together, so that there was no longer room for them, not even about the door. And he was preaching the word to them. And they came, bringing to him a paralytic carried by 4 men.
For a good period of my life, I could not walk. The doctors told my parents that I had some disease. Others were of the mind that my affliction was the result of some sin, some transgression of the law. All I knew from my youth was that I could not walk. I was dependent upon my family and friends to get from one place to another. At times, I felt that I was a nuisance. Other times, I just resigned myself to waiting. I was not always patient, especially with myself. One evening, my friends came to visit. They were discussing you. What they were saying seemed amazing, beyond possibility. They said that you could heal. They said that there were stories about miracles and cures, and they were really intrigued. I never heard them talk like this before, and I began to daydream about it, about possibilities. Whenever they came over to visit, I would ask for more news. What else have you heard about him? What else has he done? One evening, they said you talked about a kingdom, but they weren't sure what that all meant. Their focus was always that you could heal. Then the day arrived, a day that started out like any other, but ended up changing my life forever. My friends came running into the house, all excited, so out of breath they could hardly speak. They told me that you were in the village. They wanted to take me to you. They lifted me onto my mat and began to run to where you were. I was so frightened because they were going so fast, I thought they were going to drop me. A huge crowd surrounded the house. They said you were inside but couldn't even get closer to the door. No one was moving to let us through. They laid me on the ground and said that eventually you will have to come out, and that when you did, then they will bring you to me. We sat there for what seemed to be an eternity. But you didn't come out. One of my friends went off. He walked around the crowd to the back of the house. He was gone for a while. When he returned, he called my other friends over and they were talking. Finally, they came to me and said that the back of the house was clear and that my friend had found a ladder. They wanted to bring me up on the roof and lower me down. I told them they were out of their minds. What if they dropped me? What will the owner of the house say? I began to list all the reasons why this was not a good idea. Then finally they said to me, "Do you want to walk again?" "Yes," I said. "Do you believe that Jesus can heal you?" "Yes," I said. "Then let's go." They picked me up and off we went. I was nervous, scared, but at the same time, excited and hopeful. We made it up onto the roof. Then they began to open it up and lower me down. There you were, teaching. You stood up and helped lower me to the floor, along with the assistance of some others. I will never forget what you said. I will never forget what you did. I believed that you could heal me, and you did. For the first time in my life, I was able to walk. Little did I know that my footsteps would bring me here to Calvary. I almost wish that I couldn't walk up that hill, but I will go anywhere to be with you, especially now. I hear a thief saying, "Come down, come down." I think of how I was lowered down from the roof, but you don't come down. I hear the other thief say, "Remember me when you come into your kingdom." And I remember the conversations with my friends about that kingdom. Then I hear you say, "Today you will be with me in paradise." It only takes a day, I think to myself, for one's whole life to change. One day, that's all. And paradise? Is that the kingdom? Is the kingdom paradise? All I know is that I couldn't walk, but now I can. That on my own, I was able to walk up this hill to stand beneath your cross. That I too want to be part of this kingdom. That I too want to be with you in paradise. Until now, paradise was being able to walk. Paradise was able to get to one place to another whenever I wanted to go, not having to wait for anyone else to bring me. Yet, now there is another place to go, and only you can bring me, and I want to go. Carry me once more, Jesus. Bring me to your kingdom. Bring me to paradise. You made it possible for me to walk. Now I see that you make it possible for me and others to have a place to go.